Yo, Trades by Easel here. So I'm gonna try to start posting my trades on a daily basis. Going live for me and my time in the morning just doesn't work too well. Generally, I get about 15 minutes of trade before I got to get in on the road for work. So what I decided I'm gonna do is I'll try to record in the morning and then I will come back in the afternoon when I get off to kind of review of what happened for the day. So going off this morning, I took a long here on YM off the 5 minute orb. This was our 1 minute for value gap. Pretty good setup as far as what I needed to see happen. Normally, I don't wait for confirmation on the orb trades. I've done well enough to just take the first 1 minute for value gap off that 5 minute range, and then scale in if I see what I want to see. Today we didn't get that. I had an entry here. Was going to scale in. I took three here. It's going to scale in two or three more here on an engulfing candle. Fortunately, we didn't get that. First trade was a loss of 77 today on the 5 minute orb. I was just leaving for work, so I didn't get to see this setup right here. But this is another great setup I love to take is the reversal on the 5 minute orb. I'm trying to cut myself back. I'm not over trading, and I really want to save one trade for the 5 minute orb and one trade for the 15 minute orb. But this would have been a perfect setup for the reversal today. The orb trade, I have just learned that you just take it. That you don't let your bias get involved, because I'm not going to say 9 out of 10 times, but certainly a high percentage of times. Uh, the trade works out even though your bias doesn't think to take it. So I've just gotten to the habit of just taking it when I see it. So after taking this loss, I didn't take this opportunity here. I didn't see it, first of all, and second of all, with me trying to make sure that I'm not over trading and getting chopped up, I've really cut back on taking two trades or two attempts on the 5 minute orb. But I did want to note today would have been a perfect opportunity to take it because price absolutely went on a rampage down to the bottom of the orb here. So first trade was the loss of the day. I was waiting for the 5 minute to set up, and price got down here. I was really trying to be patient. I really thought I was going to get the opportunity here to take it, and this is kind of where I wanted to because we were close enough to the bottom of the range. And of course, price picked up here, did not print the fair value gap that I needed for confirmation. So I decided to be a little bit more patient, wait to see if we would get it on the next candle, and we did. As soon as we got the confirmation of the close of this fair value gap, I went ahead and took an entry. I went in with 3 contracts. Everything in this trade was working out really great. I was working, couldn't sit there and really manage it, but I was in. My stop was protected above the first candle of the fair value gap. Got to a point where I could check the charts. The first thing I did is I went over to the 15-minute chart. When I switched over, I immediately was looking for, okay, where's our fair value gap? And we did get one. We got one right here, and I was like, oh, that's looking really great. As soon as I noticed that, it caught my attention to where are we at in price. And it was right here when I noticed that we were getting ready to bounce. We hit the 200 MA on the 15-minute. I have lost a lot of trades over this last, months off this zone right here of price hitting a higher time frame MA, and the 200 is a very strong MA. So I was really complimented. Okay, well, normally my risk to reward on the orb is 2 to 1. Do I, this would have been my target down here. Do I really, I think because of the loss this morning and being on a green streak, I really didn't want to ruin it. So that I'm today it worked out in my favor of taking profit early. Um, We got this push down here. As soon as I seen this flush, this flush down here, I was like, okay, I'm ready to get out of this trade, uh, because of where we were at on price, and I was just like, okay, well, this is at least justifiable for me to get out. So I went ahead, and again, we're on the 5-minute chart. I think it's that right here. We got this push down here, and I was like, all right, it's time to get out. I got out, and I'm thinking to myself, dang it, there's another trade that you didn't allow to go to full take profit, because you let your emotions get into play. And I'm really on a personal journey to try to break that particular habit. I find myself more than I like to admit when I'm cutting my trades early and leaving $100 on the table or whatever it may be. As soon as price printed this fair value gap right here, I was feeling pretty bad about myself. I was like, oh man, like you left more money on the table and you didn't allow it to go to target. And I didn't want to beat myself up because I took a red day into a green day. Yes, today's profit was, $73 on 4 accounts. So it wasn't like, a massive green day for me, but to take a losing day into a green day is an absolute win. So I wasn't going to re-enter or anything. I took my trade. That's one thing is I generally will take 2 trades a day, and whatever the outcome is happens. If I win the first trade, I typically don't take a second trade. And I've been able to stay consistent and grow my accounts that way versus over trading. But after this afternoon, it made me feel a heck of a lot better about my situation of reading this 200 move right here. It made me feel a little bit better about myself because price absolutely went on a tear to the upside. My original stop loss would have been right up here. And, not only would it, taken me out, we had significant move higher. I'm not interested in the move up. When I take my trades, I take my trades. So it wasn't like, oh, bummer, I missed this move. It was just like, man, if I would have let greed win today, or if I would have ignored some of the confluences of, hey, it's time to get out, this would have been, almost close to a max loss day. And, days like this, it makes it hard because half me really wants to wait until full take profit gets hit. And then the other half of me is like, you did a good job here by reading, where price was, and you secured not only, your losses, but some profit on the day. So I just kind of wanted to run through. Again, I'm going to try to record in the morning when I'm here, and then when I get back from work, we can kind of do a recap of how it went down. So this was a good recovery day. We will see what tomorrow brings, and I will continue to try to post videos and make clips. And any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I will try to get back to you. Take care.